Moving on to the Raze, Jesse Vash is the one moving off of Raze and onto Cypher instead of Dispenser, and Dubstep abandons Jet altogether, instead taking Reyna. So although the agent comp isn't that far away from what we've seen, it is very different in terms of where those agents are allocated. And again, that's very important. The teams are showing the depth of individuals to swap around agents.
Doesn't surprise me that BREN are preparing a 2-man push, maybe even a 3-man push through the showers here, and it's going to be very aggressive. They're going to look to try to gain ground early. But what they don't realize is that there's 5 members of SMG ready on the opposite side, and they're going to be looking for that orb control just as much as BREN will be as well. So the Omen is going to be there to play point and allow some of those smokes to come through. They actually smoke short and look for this control early. It's traded quickly. So it's not as effective as they would hope, but Borkum is looking to change that. Unfortunately, he's all by himself. He doesn't have the support anymore. But there's a player that hops it through the portal! Jesse! Oh my goodness, they're just trying to pinch them in, but unfortunately, Borkum will follow. Jesse will fall as well. I like the attempt, but it doesn't work out.
Precision kill.
Oh, I like the attempt. I really do. But the nade, not going to get enough done. The confidence was already there. Lexi was swinging in from mid, so they were happy they could get the trade. 1-0 SMG. Take over the pistol round. They get off to the start they need. Again, they are behind by 1 map. And for the attack, I do expect them to pick up quite a number of rounds. Again, this is where we'll typically see most teams thrive. And so I'll aim for about the 7 or 8 round mark in order to give them a chance when it comes to the next. We'll see if BREN are going to allow that, though. Certainly in this round they will, because it's just classics, but you don't expect anything else, considering where the economy's at. It just isn't worth investing. And so they make the right call.
Looking at some of the map statistics, does look like the BREN do favor the defensive side of Bind a little bit more than the attack. Not that the attack isn't going to be winnable, but that they want to secure as many as possible. I believe that you were highlighting that, or at least in some capacity, but it's quite important for BREN to have that 3rd round conversion in the bag. We'll see how much damage they can get done here. Once again, aggressively poised. Remember towards short. This push on B is going to be very difficult to defend, especially now that the recon bolt has come through. They've at least gathered some intel that there's a player in hookah. But will he be able to spot this out? Nope, can't find the frag. There is a Cypher player, but they both hop into the portals. SB can hold the line here. Shot's going to be good onto one at least, but the tailwind, will it be enough? Nope. Has to reload the clip as it runs dry, but there's still 4 members left. Fight continues. Shots are going to come through. There's a player from behind. Egoist. There's another player from behind. It's Dispenser. Pretty clean round for SMG and a standard one that they should.
Nice and clean, nice and fresh. As you said, it's standard. It should go their way, and it did. Now we move on to the real meat of the game. SMG are on a lighter buy. They've got SMGs, but they have upgraded some. The Bulldog, the Phantom. Oh, did he sell the Phantom and take a Spectre instead? Interesting. So it will actually be a very light buy. Now over on the BREN Esports side, they've got the full investment. They cannot afford to lose this round. If you do, your opponents just propel themselves into the lead. The Ult Orb taken. I do really like also the allocation of Ult Orbs towards their Phoenix, who has been a solid player for them across the previous map as well.
Yikes. That's brutal.
Oh my god.
Man, that is brutal. Yeah, it's not even the one way that was the problem. They had a sightline to Jesse. Yep, I want the ace. Give it to him, baby. Jesse with a clean ace. Man, I had imagined we're going to get a replay of that, but whew, you would think that they would do some damage on the bonus round, but Jesse already has his ultimate ready to go.
The man comes prepared. What can you say? 6 kills on the board. That was disgusting, that ace. Especially those first 3 kills. The players come swinging around the corner very quickly, and he's able to not transfer this spray, but he's able to tap them both, or all 3 away. one even being up above with the updraft. Everything about that was so clean.
I'd imagine Jesse is going to continue to be a problem here, especially after that performance. I'd be afraid. And I wasn't looking at Spencer. And once again, surprise, surprise, aggressive push-up, get this control of B short, and pinch the attack. Force them to make a move.
You can see Rain is not actually full peeking. It waits for the pre-fire, dismisses out of there. Really well handled. And a 2-man advantage now to play with. I mean, this is huge. For SMG, they don't have a lot of options. 2 players down towards A, so I guess that's their best chance to really get out there and do something on the side.
One of those things that they're going to have to be careful of moving forward. They've got a Killjoy, but I think that utility is maybe misused. You've got a turret back towards Dust. I feel like some of this could have been avoided if you had a turret towards Fountain or playing on the opposite side of the map. Listen, I'm no Killjoy expert, so maybe I don't know all the things, but for the most part, hasn't done exactly what it's needed to do, which is catch flanks. Looking at this engagement, though, it's all down to 1 as SB is able to at least trade out some of the frags, but still 4 for all. BREN will tie us up, but things are starting to look grim. Here comes the eco and an opportunity for BREN to extend their lead. Or find a lead, rather.
I'm looking at that JD Faker buy. Is this going to be an eco? Marshall comes out. They're buying what they can. They're keeping their money over for the next round. I was just, when I saw the Guardian, I'm thinking, oh, are they actually full sending it into this investment? Because if the rounds are super close, you can do that. I don't think it's really worthwhile, though, when you've been struggling. Probably not a situation you're going to get away with. Dubstep able to open it. There goes the dismiss to push down, flash around. Oh, there we go. Orkham took a while. Now he's got some support, but he goes in for the kills all by himself. Player in spawn, that was a stinger kill apparently. Okay, he didn't only have about 100 effective HP left. But it doesn't matter because it's just being closed out by Dubstep. Closed out.
The thing is that BREN are doing this regardless of eco or gun round. Like, they just don't care. They feel like this control is easy to get. Normally, you'd find the attack trying to exploit a part of the map, right? And I think for SMG's case, if they're playing so aggressively towards B, hold a point person, hold a sentinel of some kind, and just blitz onto A. There's only Jesse, there's only one other player, and for the most part, if you find the trades, the A site's going to be yours every single round because of how BREN are playing this B site. And to be fair, they're not really playing the portal either. They could if they really wanted to, and maybe that's why they're playing so aggressively, because they can always just jump back to the portal and, you know, hit the showers. But I don't know. It's a tough spot, and you're seeing SMG really react in the opposite direction. They want to fight. If you want to challenge us, we'll challenge you too. And you'll lose.
Evidently you will, because Lexi's gone down straight away. Bit of a shoulder peek, 2 weapons spotted. Borkham knows now that there's heavy presence towards the B side. It's time to fall back. They have Hookah well and truly under their control. All Borkham has to do is make sure that these guys don't push out and get up behind the Hookah players. He's even got a little bit of a crossfire as well played out in towards Hookah.
You should run.
And with that ultimate popped, I think SMG are about to run into a whole lot of trouble.
Ooh.
But Zesbu, well, he's the first to open it up. That was the ulted Reyna. And the Killjoy ult, the lockdown, keeps the players back.
We'll run it back as well is going to be used. No players detained. He's going to find one. Can he find a second? That's the spike down as well. And he's going to stop their push forward with the molly. They're stuck. They got to push into the player coming in for the defender spawn, but they will find him. It's 3v2. Still doable, but when you lose a player like that, it's not fall down to the cubby. They know exactly where he is. For some reason, I don't think that was communicated well. Fall with 3. Down to the 1v1, but it's Jesse. Jesse's been in this position before, looking at the split screen. You love to see it. 18 seconds left on the clock. Player pushing to elbow. And here comes the TP. That's going to be now the retreat for Jesse. And we're going to see this 1v1 pan out on the opposite side. Spike's being planted. And he's going to put the cage up. But he teleports out to safety. Oh, and he sees him. Nice timing there from Jesse. And that's going to push BREN to the 4-2, the 2-round advantage. It was close. Now I think that'll put SMG down to the eco, depending on how the economy's unfolded. They just forced up. It might be an eco. It might be a little bit of a softer buy. But good stuff from BREN.
That it is, Simo. With the 4-2, I think BREN can feel massively confident because it's about to be 5, or at least it should be. Another week by, we're going to see marshals, pistols, stingers, all that sort of stuff. That's the ballpark we're operating in. Actually, looks like mostly it's the sheriffs that have come out to play alongside the stingers. Gotta go for everything. Gotta full send it. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with what SMG have been able to show us so far. I think I expect a lot of this team. Now, on the one hand, obviously my compliments go to BREN. They've played a solid game. I like their mix-up of aggression. It's really hard for SMG to actually get a read on what they're doing. But the situation for me is more looking towards their defensive side. I don't have a whole bunch of faith in them. Like, SMG to me need to get 7 on the board here on attack, 6 at a minimum. And that just doesn't seem likely. Okay, a little bit of a tickle up for their Omen. BREN are in trouble having to give up bathroom. You never want to do that as the defender.
Oh, and the paranoia went towards the shower side, so there wasn't a paranoia available for the short side, which is what you normally see. Hot hands, I don't think it's going to do enough to kill, but it'll at least do enough to chip. Spencer on the flank knows the player isn't towards the cubby. Headshot's going to be crispy clean, but it's still a 2v4. And this is the weak buy. We have to highlight that. A lot of the players lost their lives towards lamps and the flank back into lamps. But we still got Arena. We got duelists. This is what they've been built for. And, oh, yeah, dodging it, moving it. Oh, my goodness, it's down to the 2v1, but the spike's sticking. They have to get involved. One player defusing, one player tangoing, and it's going to be crispy clean. BREN, leave it up to the duelists to steal the deal. But still, Mitch, it was a lot closer than it should have been for BREN.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was all just Reina. that wasn't BREN, that was dubstep going in. I love that push through the firewall, through the molly, the hot hands. Just tanks all the damage to get the round for his team. 9 for Borkum. Jesse Vash up there as well after his ace. They have fought hard for these rounds, but they've got them. And I do wonder, at what point does the owner start to get a little bit worried? Does pressure start being applied to these players, excuse me?
Pressure to the pressure.
Under pressure. But look, at the end of the day, SMG need to figure out where they're pushing down on. Whether it's A or B. No matters.
Close. Oh, unfortunate for Dubstep. Loses a crucial battle against Zesby. If there's going to be someone that's going to win that battle, it's going to be Zesby. Another curveball. Second time's the charm, but fortunately you're looking at nothing but the sun. Tag comes through. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Now Borkum's going to try to find some value, but they know exactly where he is. Boom! Headshot. Spencer has the showstopper, and they're respecting it on the side of SMG. It's down to 2 final players. It's likely not going to find a lot of value, and now he's just going to play underneath the window. Knows that there's a player there, but does he expect 2? Doesn't matter. Taken down, and this is SMG's round to win, putting us at 5-3. A round, in my opinion, they desperately needed to show face against BREN.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, they were looking figured out, and unless this is going to be an ace by Omen, I think we can definitely say they're right back in it. Still lots of time, lots of space for this to flip-flop either way, but the attacking side favor is almost undeniable. And BREN, again, have those foundations built very early on to have a good second half, but they might even look for a little bit more. There it is. Flawlessly closing out the round, as expected, really. After at least the first couple of kills came in. And so as we go down 5-3, this is BREN's opportunity to, again, beat down the economy, beat down the mentality of some of these Team SMG players.
Yeah, you know, the stats do say that BREN Esports favors the defense, but honestly, with a comp like this, triple duelist, you're really looking at that second half to just load, right? The amount of sheer ability you have to force the issue, engage is just going to be unmatched. Up against the double duelist, controllers, some sentinels, initiators on the opposite side. This was the half that they were supposed to really chip away at BREN Esports, but they're sitting pretty in the lead. That lead might continue, especially on this round. Early aggression from BREN, as we've normally been used to seeing them down the B long side. But a very interesting setup on the opposite side, on the A side. I think normally we've seen Ching play towards lamps, but they're really holding down and using this camera to anticipate some sort of showers play. They're going to see it right now.
Oh, it gets away with the double before they leave. Unable to make it to the back of the site. Has to be worried about this showstopper. It's on its way. It's coming to the site. It has to be a quick headshot to take down this raise, and the timing is terrible. He turns back. There's a rocket already in his face. Dubstep fires off a random shot. No success. No hits. And with this, is that going to be a through the smoke push? It looks like it is going to be. And Dispenser, he's been left unchecked. 6-3. Another one for Team BREN.
That was a very intelligent hold by Dispenser. He really played it patiently. Borkum was working the A short angle, and Dispenser was just waiting for any sort of audio cue. He knew that there might be somebody, one player, two players towards the shower side. They walked up foolishly, thinking that a lot of that attention was towards the A short flank. No, it was just Borkum doing Borkum things. And he even escaped. He was out of there. He wasn't even interested in that fight anymore. So solid work from Dispenser, solidifying that round, especially after that lockdown was committed. The rest of the half is not looking good for SMG. That's an ultimate down. They don't have a lot left in the tank. And there's likely going to be another eco or two that is still left in this half, which means that BREN Esports are at least looking at 7 rounds, which is going to be tough moving into the second half.
There's so much time left on this clock. They can run it down as much as they like, but they can't run it back. That's the only thing. Without that Phoenix ultimate to play off of. If Borkum takes the peak now, it's his life on the line. Pops the flash just around the corner. Nobody spotted until Fall walks out.
I love that.
Trying to come and support, but he's just shut down. I mean, that combination of applying pressure on the hookah players and sending one to slow flank long, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's amazing. Because the Omen players, he's either going to push up, like with the team, or he's going to back away and maybe join the A short push, which is exactly where SMG has been developing. So I love that play and the way that they set up down long. BREN really, man, digging this team, digging the vibes. Not digging that shot though. Dubstep going to miss that one chip off the old block on the APC, but a flawless round. Things are not looking good for SMG, which, once again, seems like best of 3 after best of 3. We're just really in a position. These teams are popping off and upsets are happening all over the place.
Stark contrast to what we saw last time around in the Ignition series for Southeast Asia. It was super one-sided. In a lot of the games where we obviously imagined that it was going to be you know, a one-sided game, a 2-0. It was a very easy 2-0 pretty much every single time. So it's refreshing to have these games where there's a little bit less predictability, I suppose is the way to put it. Speaking of predictability, Team SMG are trying to mix it up. They're trying to figure out what is going on the opposition, because BREN, sometimes they feel like pushing, and sometimes they feel like waiting until the last 10 seconds of the round before making a move. Best example, over towards Bathroom. This time, it's a passive camera, one that's looking all the way down, and no peek. No one's swinging on it. No one's trying to go for the flank. Instead, they're happy to just defend middle, and that's exactly what they're going to do, at least pretty soon.
No showstopper available, so this isn't going to get hot and heavy. But Dispenser is going to be dealing with this paranoia. They have no idea that it didn't even work out. The double kill, the triple, and the showstopper comes in, but unfortunately, it's going to be nullified, taken down, but already the damage has been done. Jesse pushing up, 3v2, a little bit more doable, but there's a player that is about to get into engagement. Ching, Omen versus Omen, the man in the mirror. Egoist finds Dubstep. Now they're going to reposition. There's a player. Got to pay attention to the flank. Now the TP from Ching. I love this because that leaves the Killjoy all alone. And now Ching has a great angle. And he... Oh, this is just so well played from BREN. One more player remaining. He's planting the spike, playing towards the right side. Smokes himself off. And he's going to hide in it, play within it, playing the tuna can. One more player. Quick shots for Ching. What an amazing round for BREN. Mitch, there's a lot to unpack there.
Well, that there is. For BREN, you can see the level of confidence they have going in for some of these fights, but not just in the standard me playing matchmaking, I'm going to swing long and see what happens, but down to just playing off of each other as well. There's some of these angles, like when you push out to the side worrying about elbow, where you just believe that your teammate who's second out is going to have that covered for you. And when you look down towards a lot of the rounds that have gone by, I'm always just flabbergasted at how sure that level is there, that they can play off of each other, but then you have these individuals who can just walk away with 3 or 4 kills out of absolutely nowhere. Like they're in a position where they're being pushed on, the spacing of the opposition is good, and they get a kill or they get 2 or 3 or 4 and back away. And, well, that's not the case this time, as Dispenser gets shut down right at the very start, but yet somehow BREN just seem to always have the trades.
My goodness.
They always pull it back. This is insane.
It's just crazy. And it's just, honestly, communication. It feels like I'm watching some sort of, like, Civilization Sid Meier's Master Brain Masterclass. There's troops all over the place. They're different time ages, and it's just insanity. But it's just intelligent play from BREN. The idea and the communication to say, I've got the aggro, I'm tanking the threat, you swing, you find an easy pick. And then of course there's picks like this. Yep, I know where he is. He's gonna push in Octagon. Gonna find one, but guess who's there? Unfortunately, he's not gonna be able to survive for long, and now it's all down to Jesse Vash. So now, a little bit more doable is 1v1, but Jesse, I think, is going to be able to outpace and outrace. And the tripwire is going to help out with that.
The big boy, the big gun, Jesse, a man after my own heart, using the best gun in the game and showing you how it's done. 9-3. You know, it was funny. I played the Odin the other day at Diamond, and I got a nice, nasty little 4K. Not like wall bangs or any gimmicky. I pushed up B, came behind, sprayed them all down. It was gorgeous. And had to comment, what was it? It was Odin noob. I'm like, I mean, weapon costs more, and it's harder to spray control. What are you talking about? What? What about that weapon is noob? Huh? It's the best gun in the game.
I agree with you. I'm right there with you. Especially any gun named after god mythology. I'm with it. I'm on board.
We need the Anubis. It's an even bigger SM. It's basically 2 Odins taped together. That's the Anubis.
Blows down your movement speed by 50%, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
By 100%. If you have it out, you just can't move.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Uh-oh.
That's fantastic, though.
Oh. Paranoia.
Yeah, I mean, that's the strategy there, right? You pop the paranoia, so Lexi's peeking first. They're thinking, oh, push up, we'll get him. Bang, paranoia in play. Lexi's got a 3K. What did I say about the ability of individuals to pop off? Well, SMG showing that they've got it as well. Lexi almost winning this round single-handedly. Jesse Vash surely doesn't pull this one back. The dash out of the way by Zesbu. He's 50 HP. This is unbelievably winnable for Jesse. He's looking to plant inside of the tube. Fakes it out at first, but nobody pushes. And you can see, look how stagnant they are. They are waiting. They do not want to give these 1v1s. But they're so spread out that they kind of have no choice whenever they actually go for the push.
30 seconds left.
At this point, I think you do just commit to that plant. There we go.
Spike planted.
He was waiting for that camera as well. An interesting plant, and he's going to play with the camera. Fortunately for him, Egoist is coming in from the opposite side. He's the cam. He knows where the shot is, where the player is going to be, but Egoist. Quick to the jump, quick to the frag. Now Team SMG likely going to put us to that 9-5 scoreline when the gun round comes back in. You know, if BREN finds that pistol, it's lights out for SMG. I think, you know, you win the first 2, you're at 11-3. It wouldn't be looking so good for SMG, but now there's at least a lifeline, you know? Oh, the force up. Are SMG going to expect this? If they can topple the hierarchy here, BREN can actually put themselves in a huge position to gain some early rounds and gain a huge economic advantage. But it all depends on the success of this force up.
They're going all in. They're throwing it at the wall, seeing if it sticks. And you know what? I'm not against it. BREN, the mid push, the play. It sees them challenge a lot of these weaker weapons like Desbu's on the close range. That nade. Hello, Desbu? Desbu. Oh, he gets the kill somehow. Dodges the nade as well. Shut down in the back.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
Almond's gotten away with a double. And Team SMG the 2-man disadvantage. Oh, no. Lexi. He's caught the Spencer off. At least that's something to work with.
They'll find some upgrades. That definitely doesn't feel good. Jesse going to be playing around Tetris, but will those blocks fit? You don't need blocks when you've got dubstep. Music ringing through your ears. Oh, yeah, surprise. Jesse, cheeky spot. Lexi has no idea. And to be honest, it's a 1v3. Even if you find 1, you find 2. Jesse's right there to backstab you. And the force up works. That puts SMG in a tough spot. I can imagine comms are probably very frustrated, very annoyed when you have really just an entire team pressing W and holding left click with the SMGs. That's what happened. Ching found 2 by unleashing the power of the Fast and the Furious, just hopping into sights, spraying them all down with the Stinger. And it worked out. We're at 10-4, potentially 11-4 after this. Feeling a little rough.
Well, that's one way to start this one as well. Egoist shut down. Nade goes deep, pushes players out of hookah. 4-man stack on B will be maintained as BREN look to move into the A site. They'll find it wide open for the taking. And, well, with the exception of Dubstep, it's in a little bit of trouble, but, oh, heals up. In fact, they're not peeking, they're not swinging. That's the most frustrating thing on this Earth. I played Reina for a little bit, and it's great when it happens for you. But if you peek a Reina, you damage her, you're like, oh, she's minus 90, and your teammates just allow her to do this, just allow her to heal up. Now, in this case, it's a little bit better, but when there was 2 of them in hookah, you have to swing. Don't let them heal all the way up to 150, then the fight's impossible next time around.
Oh. Someone's just on the run, fugitive, trying to escape. The feds are after you. Bada bing, bada boom. Borkum in the perfect spot. Takes that frag with his open arms, but now the gun round will come in for Team SMG. You lose this, it's your favorite afternoon dish. Pasta a la GG is what's going to come next. Team SMG. And that's in 2-0 fashion. Definitely thought this one was going to be a little bit closer, but really hats off to BREN for keeping this so competitive. Really showing us the different looks that they have in their toolkit. And yeah, to be fair, it's honestly off the back of this triple duelist comp. I think they can only play the way that they are with triple duelist. But it's working.
Joke's over. You're
Man,
dead.
deep to push the players back towards the spawn. Borkum again. It rings out in the distance. His ultimate has been popped. He's on his way, closing in. Oh, there we go. Spotted 1, but I thought he was going to get the next. He hasn't. So there's actually still a player left undetected to grab a kill towards Elbow. Now they're ready to deal with it. What a bit of spray control by Dubstep. He gets overhealed up to 115. Now with the extra fire rate as well. I mean, it's perfect on the Phantom. He's looking to catch them as they push out of the smoke. No one moving just yet. Turret going to be deployed, so he can't push into it. The Empress will last for quite a while, though. In these retake situations, I don't mind popping it and playing in the close corners, but the pressure going to be applied as I think Empress is about to 3/4 the way done. All three spotted over towards elbow, and this is where we really need the Reyna to turn up. Already got a kill. Empress refreshed. That rate of fire going to be maintained. Overheal to 150. Comes out of the dismiss, but didn't see the players up close. Here's the swing. No, with the bulldog. Manages to catch them off, and they have no idea about the final player. Dispenser who's up close. The dispenser of death on this one, but not quick enough to steal the kill from Omen. 12-4, and this is looking like it's going to be a quick 2-0.
And now we're moving on to the Forza for SMG. You've got no choice. Match point. Your back has been against the wall for a majority of the series. What are you saving here? There's nothing that you can save. You got to buy up whatever you can and hope that it works, hope that it sticks. And if I'm going to be honest, I'm not saying BREN's playstyle has been very cheesy, but it's definitely been like, oh, you get frustrated with the way that they play. Double man peek here, double man peek here. When are you ever going to play passive for a change? You know, let us play the video game. But unfortunately, they're not finding any success of their own playing aggressive. Seeing Borkum getting so much free space. He's got this alt orb all to himself, and he's not even going to take it. And they're not even going to go for the B long one. They don't want any control whatsoever. They're chalking it up to passive play on both sides and saying, okay, we're just going to let you push in, and we're going to hope that you make a mistake. That is, you do not want to be playing reactively when your back's against the wall.
This is the big pressure being applied. BREN with their foots. Their foots? What? Their feet on the back of SMG's neck.
Feet loose.
Foot's loose. There we go. Get those foots loose. Come on. Interestingly, we haven't seen those one-way smokes used at all, and again, that's the trend here. It also allows Dispenser to have this angle up above, so maybe a little bit of an oversight as Omen picks up the opening and a second as well. This is highway robbery. He still has the paranoia, waiting to use it on spawn, but little do they know, all the players are actually on the site. Egoist coming in with a double. He's got to find two more, though. It has to be the 4K. Down goes the lockdown, a third already, and oh, he's in a little bit of trouble. Actually being hard pressured. This is going to have to be a pickup straight into the teleporter. Oh, he can't get out. He can't get out. No, he's stuck and taken down. This is going to be it for Egoist. Rushing in. He has to check the back. He sees him, though, just in time. He had to go teleporter there. I don't know what he was doing, trying to go back side.
It was close. But, Mitch, I know that was very hype. That was very exciting. We still have 7 more rounds to go. If Team SMG want to claw their way back from the depths of despair, 7 rounds is what they need. The odds of them finding 7 rounds are about the same odds of you beating me in this lyrical battle that we have over the course of the weekend. But they're still there. There's still odds. Not like it's 0. Still a possibility. It's a little unlikely. Just a little bit.
Yeah, for Team SMG, though, look, 7 rounds in a row, it's more than unlikely. It's close to impossible. They had to rely on a 1v4 Stinger clutch, which... to be honest, probably the first time I've seen that actually happen on any level. A massive play by Egoist, but too little too late is just what rings through my ears. And if you're BREN right now, it's just not pretty. Not at all. Because you know what you have to do. You have to just destroy them.
Oh, I like that aggression, but it's quickly answered back by Faker. Lexi's also got a good angle, down to 1 final player. If there's anyone that can win a 1v3, it's going to be Reyna. All things, especially if the Empress... Well, not going to get it this round, but... Fortunately, the shoulder gets shown. Faker, not to be confused with League of Legends Faker. Surprised we haven't made that reference yet, but he's definitely not having a great game. 5, 14, and 3. Just really providing that Sova utility, leaving it up to Egoist and Zesby to do some of that damage. To be honest, really, the entire roster of SMG hasn't really been having a great game. Even Egoist, despite being at the top, it was a SMG clutch that launched him up there. All BREN Esports need is one. All they need.
Bomb buddy out.
What is all they need? I mean, look, 6 chances. Attack inside. You're blitzing the sides. You're just building up your ultimates at this point, right? You'll get it in there eventually. Good nade. Great damage. Dubstep gonna tank it. Tuck in the corner. Hoping he could swing it afterwards and catch him off guard. Looking to trade Borkum now. Out goes the Paranoia. Doesn't really catch a whole bunch because they're falling back. JD Faker taking down Dubstep from the earlier nade damage. Ult popped. Dispenser thought he was done for, so he just threw it out. It doesn't get anything. Jesse Vash pulling it all the way back, though. Elbow control goes towards the attackers. Now there's going to be a play through the teleporter straight on into Hookah, but it's expected. It's ready. He tries to fake it with the smoke. It's not really going to do a whole bunch for him, though. Dispenser in a bit of trouble. 50 HP. Backing off. Borkum ready with the flash. Wants to pop it around this corner. It's not going to get him anything, and he knows it. Spidey senses start to tingle. He's moving over towards the spawn side. He's going to be a little bit late in popping that flash out. Maybe catches the Sova, and indeed he does. Well handled in a 4v2 now. Team SMG need to go huge, and they need to do it fast.
And the wraparound here coming in. That's going to find the Hookah player. It's all down to Egoist. Can he clutch? He's got the better weapon this time. Better than the SMG. But Borkum and company, 13-6. What a